Hello everyone, how are you today? Welcome to another microdose of sacred vitality. My name is Christine Dosty and I help women with energetic blocks, resistance, and misalignments that keep you from enjoying your best life in your everyday life. Higher consciousness. And that is what we are talking about today with the third eye chakra, right here. So before we begin, sit up nice and tall as we've been doing every single day, getting that energetic dose from the universe. So connect to your heart center, take a nice deep breath, and let that grounding cord go out the bottoms of your feet and down into the earth. First day of September today. We're entering a new season soon. If you are at all witchy like I am, then we are in the most magical month of the year. Getting there. Change of season into the fall for Halloween. Awesome. So just release all the tension down into the grounding cord, into the earth. Connect with that earth energy, that structure, that solidity, that nurturing, constant energy, and the grounding cord reaching up into the heavens, connecting with that divine, unconditional love that is always available to you any second of the day. Draw it down into your body. Let all those energies swirl together, meeting in that heart center that is the bridge between physical matter and subtle energy. That is what we are all made of. Divine sparkle and biological matter. So just let that flush and run in the background as I begin. So the third eye chakra, that's what we're talking about today. And we've gone through the elements, earth, air, water, fire, and we've even gone through a vibration and resonance. And now we are hitting really the more ethereal, subtle energies. So the third eye chakra is about luminescence or light. When we discussed sound waves yesterday and vibration, sound waves bounce off of air molecules, and that's how they're formed. So they really work with larger objects. Light waves, photons, they're very much thinner, and they bounce off of atoms and molecules. So we could say that sound waves are the voice of matter, and then we can say that light rays, photons, are the voice of molecules and atoms, which make up the entirety of the universe. And also sound works with time along its wavelength, but light is not bound by time. It travels much faster than the speed of light. So when we're dealing with light energy and light therapy and even light programming, it can be instantaneous. And this is out of the scope of a little bit today, but just to give you an idea, this is also why you can do distance healings, or you can even connect with someone who's thousands of miles away, because you're entangled at an atomic or molecular level. Once you have any contact with another person, you are forevermore entangled with them. That's one of the quirks and fun parts of quantum mechanics. But third eye chakra, I love energy. We could talk about it all day. So the third eye chakra is, as I said, about luminescence or light. It is also involving your intuition, imagination, seeing things on the bigger scale, kind of not just what's on the surface, but what is going on behind the scenes. So the inner and the outer. Color, for sure. Color is produced along the wavelengths of light. And so red is a slower vibration, whereas purple is a higher frequency vibration. So that's where we get the light scale. So we'll talk about, of course, color therapy later on. And this chakra also deals with your perception of reality, of yourself, of anything. This identity, so as I said before, we moved from physical to emotional to your self-identity, to your social identity, to your ability to communicate. And now we are up to the archetypal identity. Archetypes are the bigger themes, like the archetype of mom or the archetype of dad or of a hero. These are the bigger scope themes. And so this is really about reflecting on yourself, but your higher self. So moving beyond your small, ego-driven, fear-based self and seeing the higher scope of you, your higher level of consciousness. Seeing also not just yourself, but the world in the bigger picture. So the more clarity that you have about yourself, the more that you are able to notice and see the subtleties that are actually going on around the world. And you can see beyond, like maybe you see a relationship, two people talking in front of you, but instead of just seeing the conversation or what's happening, we begin to notice the subtle gestures of the hands or the way the body is turned or the way the lips go up or down that communicate those micro messages, those subtle messages. That is what is going on in the third eye chakra. That's where we are able to access that kind of perception of reality. So this one, of course, the statement could be I see or I perceive, and it is the right to see. And we're not talking obviously about your vision per se. We're talking about that deeper seeing. You can look at something and then you can see something. So we're talking about that deeper underlying vision. This is about mostly your spiritual vision. So again, we've moved past the physical. We're getting into the subtle energy, the divine energy that's being brought down. And this is, so when we get to the crown tomorrow, you're actually receiving divine messages, receiving divine programming. And now you're using your third eye to process it basically and be able to see it if it's not blocked and it's working properly. Because the demon of this chakra is illusion. Illusion of misunderstanding what you see, misinterpreting what you see, seeing yourself in a lower state, or, hating yourself, or not, just basic misunderstanding because you're in a state of illusion about your perception. So our goal here is to correctly obtain information about the world around us. And again, not to look, but to see the inner relationships going on among things and beings. Core beliefs that are involved in this chakra are, of course, your ability to see the truth, and the truth with the capital T, not the small truth, not your subjective truth about what you think is going on, but the real truth, the way that God or the higher self or the universe sees the truth. These are also dealing with core beliefs about freedom, any aspect of freedom, of choice, of showing up in the world, beliefs about higher consciousness in general, being able to live from the higher consciousness. And when I talk about beliefs of higher consciousness, this of course can also be affected by any programming that we have received about religions. If those religions are expansive, or the concept about religions are expansive, or the systems involve inclusiveness, or if they are not inclusive and they're rigid or limiting. Those are also belief programs that are running in us all the time. And if they're not as expansive as they could be, and compassion driven and inclusive driven, then perhaps you might want to look at that a little bit. This is also a core belief about our worth as a being, not the value that we offer people or how we show up or being judged on our actions, but really just, do you have worth just because you exist? And yes, of course you do, but we don't all have programs that allow us to truly believe that on a deeper level. Some organs and glands. Now this one, I believe it's the pineal. Other people will definitely tell you it's the pituitary. They're both in the brain. One is set farther back and one is set more forward. The pineal is considered the seat of the soul, and it actually responds to light receptors. It deals with melatonin in the body. This is why I like to associate it with the third chakra. It is involved in your circadian rhythm for sleep. So if you have sleep issues, that's going to be involved here. The pituitary, I think, is more crown, but it is the master gland in the body and controls controls the chemicals and things that run through the body. They're both in the brain. They both can function in that position. I don't think that's worth really the debate, but those are the glands involved. Also, of course, your eyes, and even though the throat involves the ears, so does the third eye. They kind of share this space. So anything sinus related, nose related, that has to do with the third eye chakra, the base of your skull, and anywhere in the brow area. So if you've got indigo flags letting you know that your third eye is out of whack, then you will definitely have some vision issues, blurriness, unable to see, like literally this time, unable to see. You could have headaches, you could have nightmares, you will definitely have sleep issues. You will have issues with creative visualization because, again, this is where we are able to visualize. And when you're meditating, if you do the visualization of the screens, mental screens, then when you close your eyes, you're actually focusing the gaze on the third eye chakra. And the visualization screens are kind of where you're at now, seeing yourself doing an action to progress and then visualizing the outcome that you want. So this is positive visualization or even creating intentions. These happen in the third eye chakra. If you are having any kind of interference or blockage in that area, that's because your third eye chakra is out of whack. If you are only using your mind or your intellect to make decisions and you're not accessing your intuition or that gut feeling, then that is also a blockage of the third eye chakra. There should be a marriage between those two things. Yes, deal with things rationally, but you'll be syncing up when you're doing this. So the left brain is logic and rational and intellect, and the right side of the brain is creativity, intuition, more loose, if you will. And you need both of those to see the whole picture. So if you're not doing that, then check out what's going on with your third eye chakra. Anything around confusion or depression, worrying about how others are perceiving you and feeling like you're not really sure how they're perceiving you, holding on to views or programming about yourself that is old or outdated, seeing yourself as you were in the past, that also has to deal with your third chakra. If you have a hard time figuring out what it is you even want from life, what it is that you desire, or you have no idea what your purpose or your higher purpose is, or what you're meant to be doing here, those are all issues of the third eye chakra. Also, if you're just having difficulty making plans, making decisions, worrying too much, and if you can't remember things, that is also the frontal lobe, that is the executive process of the brain. So there are some issues going on there. The planet here for this one is Neptune, which is about mystery and psychic activity. And some stones are the indigo ones or clear ones, like quartz is for the third eye. Lapis lazuli is also for the third eye. Ways that you can support your third eye. Color therapy is an excellent one. Ask yourself what kind of colors are in your everyday life, but also ask yourself what kind of colors are missing from your everyday life. That can help on an unconscious level balance out all of the chakras. Other questions is about really practicing and learning to see more than one side of a situation. So you want to look for cross points or interference points where you think you're seeing what's going on, but then also get in a habit of asking yourself, what am I missing or what am I not seeing? What is crossing and causing the conflict of this situation so that you can see the bigger picture or see deeper. It's like, remember those paintings or drawings that they had where you had to let your eyes unfocus so you can see what was inside the picture? Well, we need to do this in our everyday lives as well. We need to see, of course, clearly what's in front of us, but then shift the focus, relax the focus enough to see what is high, what is missing. so we can get a bigger picture of what's going on. Positive visualization is, of course, really good here to support the third eye chakra. And that, again, is what I'm talking about. You can have the 3 present, what action you're going to take, because we don't get any change without action, and then visualizing the positive outcome. And asking yourself if you're able to visualize new possibilities or new opportunities or new outcomes to solve problems or challenges of situations that you're in. And some good statements for yourself about this is, I trust and follow my intuition. I understand the true meaning of life situations. So I hope this was helpful for you. This was a microdose of sacred vitality. We discussed the third eye chakra today. My name is Christine Dosty, and I help women with energetic blocks, resistance, and misalignments to accessing their higher self and being able to live from your higher state of consciousness. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow at 2 as we discuss the crown chakra. Have a wonderful day.